Hey everyone, welcome back to another Sacred Sunday. I'm Jody Claire. This is my page, my channel, The Prayer Maven, and I want to share some things with you that would be helpful to unlocking your desires and helping you to connect with and even allow more desire to move through you so that it can then manifest in your life. Last week, I shared some information about how that sometimes our desires get shut down because we've been so chronically disappointed. And I want to talk a little bit about that today, very specifically around desire and how it is that we do certain things and we don't even know that we're doing them. And this is what causes our desires to get stifled. It's what causes our desires to be unmet or unfulfilled. And so I want to talk to you guys about that today. And so the first thing I'm going to say about desire and how it can kind of get twisted up or shut down, or it can lead us to this feeling of longing, believing that our desires are going unheard. And the truth of the matter is that what I experience with a lot of people is that they're just afraid to choose a certain direction or to commit to their desire. And, if you've been chronically disappointed, this can be a challenge for you because it can feel like, well, what's the point? I want these things, but it never seems to happen for me. And really, the commitment to your desire is so critical to the out picturing of that desire happening in your life. So I want to encourage you and just say, if you have found yourself in this place where it's like you have these desires that feel unfulfilled or unmet, I would, encourage you to look at how committed to your desire have you been? And I don't mean how much work have you put in to bring that desire about, because that's not what this is about at all. I want to really just stress that this is not about like all of this work and physical exertion around your desire. That actually creates a wall to your desire. So the thing about desire is that it already naturally wants to manifest in your life. The challenge is that most people don't stick to the holding of that desire. So they don't stick to it and hold it near and dear to them, and they flirt with their desire. Okay. So if you're flirting with your desire, but you're not committed to your desire, the chances are very slim that that thing is going to come to manifestation in your life. So rather than flirting, and kind of tempting your desire with your attention, you have to get really clear and say, I'm going to give my attention, right? So my internal focus, I'm going to give my thoughts and my feelings over to this desire, and I'm going to bond them together so that this desire has a fighting chance of coming forward in my life. So that's the first thing, like really choosing and committing to your desire is so important. So a lot of people don't do that. They vacillate. And the reason that they vacillate, this is what I find so often, is that people don't understand the nature of desire. They don't understand that what you're desiring is not necessarily the new house. It's not necessarily the loving relationship. And you're like, wait a minute. No, that is what I've been desiring. And I'm not here to take it away from you. What I'm here to help you understand is that you've been putting conditions on your desires, right? So I've had this conversation more than once. And typically, people are really challenged in their life with seeing their desires come to fruition because they're holding an idea that when I get this thing, when this thing pictures itself in my world, I am going to feel XYZ. I'm going to feel free. I'm going to feel happy. I'm going to feel love. I'm going to feel connected. I'm going to feel safe, right? And so they're looking for a condition to teach them how to feel. And so this is the problem. This is what really blocks our desire, is that we're waiting for something in the outer world to then tell us now it's safe to feel this feeling, or now is time for you to feel this feeling. When in reality, and I mean, when I say reality, I'm talking about the realm that God works in. God's ways are completely the opposite of how this world works. So this world wants you to assess your life based on external circumstances and then choose and then move. Whereas in the realm where God works, God says, choose and I will move on your behalf. choose and I will bring the thing to fruition. So I want to give you an example. So I had a conversation not long ago with someone who felt very frustrated in their life over um, circumstances, right? And we all get that way. We have circumstances in our life and we feel frustrated about what to do about them. And so they were very frustrated about what to do about these particular circumstances. And in their human thinking, their linear thoughts only led to more of the same. Like, if I do this, it's going to result in this situation. But then if I do this, I'm still going to be unhappy. And so they were using their human thought to try to find their way to their desire. And that is not how this works. Desire exists beyond the realm of human thought. So, and when I say human thought, I want you guys to understand I'm talking about this aspect of us, that this mask that we wear every day that says, this is who I am and this is how I operate in the world, right? And so we have a lot of thoughts attached to that mask, that persona. And so God's ways are far beyond the way that our human persona operates, because a lot of our personality is just centered around the need to survive. And so I shared with them very, briefly, that the fact of the matter was they were blocking what they really desired because they were trying to condition it. They were trying to say, well, if I do this, this, and this, then perhaps I can get to this point, and then maybe I'll feel the feeling that I'm wanting to feel, which is freedom, which is release, which is connection and love. And I said, that's not how this works. You can't condition your desire. You can't tell your desire, this is how you have to come, right? Because as humans, we want to do that so that we can mitigate as much pain or discomfort as possible. When in reality, if we would just give ourselves over to the desire and focus entirely on the desire, then God could bring it about in the most perfect way without the pain and without the suffering, right? And so we're the ones who inflict that on ourselves because we think we know best. And so I encouraged them. I said, so when you finally get this thing that you're really, saying out here in this outer realm, it's pictured in your life, what is the feeling you're going to feel? And the response back was, well, I would feel love and I would feel connection and I would feel freedom and peace. And I said, okay, so what you are coming to right now, what you're uncovering right now, is that your desire is for love, connection, freedom, and peace. That's your actual desire. You've decided that this circumstance is going to give it to you, but that's your real desire. That's your soul's longing. So if you could just commit yourself to feeling every day, even if you just have to take a few minutes a day, close your eyes, get still, and feel love, connection, freedom, and peace. If you will let yourself feel the feelings of it, then you are committing to your desire. And now God can go to work on your behalf. I said, do not tell God how to do its job. Do not tell God, this is how you put these pieces together, because God's ways are bigger than yours. And God has ways you do not even know of that can bring about the most perfect scenario with no hurt and no trauma and no pain. That is God's way. And so they agreed to start practicing that. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. Stop conditioning your desires. Stop deciding that the only way you're going to have the thing that you really, really want, which is the thing that's underneath the condition that you are searching for. If it's money, if it's a relationship, if it's health in your body, if it's peace in your mind, if it is wholeness in your family, whatever it may be, stop deciding that this is how these things have to work, because you really don't know. Your vision is very limited from your human perspective. God knows the way. But if you condition your desire, then you're going to cut yourself off. And this is where things don't always work out in all of the ways that you want them to. And you may get little pieces of it, but you don't get the wholeness of the desire. And it's because you've put your hands on it and you've decided that you know best. So if you will stop conditioning your desire, then God can bring about the most perfect scenario for you and bring you to the fulfillment of the love that you want, the freedom that you want, the peace that you want, the connection that you want, the vitality that you want, the love, right? All of the good things that really is at the bottom of all the conditions that you're seeking. So stop conditioning your desires. Stop telling your desire, this is how you have to show up. Let yourself feel the feelings, the things that are connected to what your heart really longs for, and God will bring it about. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you'll go practice this. If this has been helpful to you, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll be back next week with more.